When we were a kid, my dad would try to, he'd come in the house and say, well, it's time, we're gonna go get a new car. Now, what he meant by a new car was anything under $500. And so we go down to the used car lot. It was the only time that me and my sister used to get together. Because we used to always be competitive. She was a year younger than me, and she used to do everything first. She was always tougher. When we get together on this one thing, we start bothering my old man to get us a convertible. Because in the summer, I used to sit out on my front porch. I used to live on this street called South Street. And I'd sit out there at night and count the convertibles when they went by. So, come around this time, we'd always start bothering my dad. And he always, I could tell inside that he always wanted it. But he still does, but he still don't have it. You see him, he's a big round guy. You see him telling us, it's time to go. We used to be able to get him back, because me and my sister, we found the exact spot in the back seat where when he was driving, no matter what we did, he couldn't reach us. Until we got home. When did we get home? That's what it was. Anyway, this was there. Test drive, Michigan. Watches the salesman stare at my old man's hands. He's telling us all about the break he'd give us if he could, but he just can't. Well, if I could, I swear, I know just what I'd do. Now, Mr. Day, now the neighbors come from near and far as we pull up in a brand new used car. I wish my dad had just hit the gas and let out a cry and tell them all they could just kiss our asses goodbye. It's the same job from morning to morning. I couldn't wait on the weekends. I'd get on Lincoln Transit and go up to New York City. Because like my town, it seemed like it was so small, it was so narrow-minded at the time that it was hard staying around there. And later on, I used to think, I got to where I thought that I really hated where I came from, and I hated who I was at that time. And I guess I tried to,
get the fuck out of the middle of the street.
I thought that if I got far away enough, I could, who I was and where I came from might disappear. It's completely from me. There they are. But I found out that no matter where you go, that's always with you. And that's okay, because it just means that means that you're a part of something. So enough of that.
Yeah, it's Christmas time here in Northside, Fort Worth Stock Exchange, also known as the Stockyards. Been around for more than 100 years. People in horses and carriages and whatnot, saddle rides, and got Copyright Christmas coming up here, and Red TV. Let's see. Red TV. I think you can copyright what Bruce Springsteen says. I'm not 100%, but I think you can. Or you can use it when he starts getting that sing-songy. And it's whenever all the flags are drawn. But you won't catch him out here for too much. This is Willie Nelson's land. Right over there is the saddle riding in. Something about a cattle drive. Yeah, just gonna say. Here they are. And there he is. It's Jesse the Clown right there. Or no, that's a friend of him. Made friends with someone, I can tell by that. That, and that. But I gotta turn that Bruce Springsteen off because they got a thing called copyright on YouTube. But he can talk and talk. You know, once he starts singing, we got it's country town, north side, doing the Christmas thing. Armor. And sometimes I slip into a southern accent at times. I don't know the character's name, but he likes to talk. Probably somewhere in Tuna, Texas, the third smallest town. About 202 people. And the radio station's called OKKK. All right. And there's a guy named Petey Fisk. The Humane Society doesn't like Aunt Pearl. Or Aunt Pearl. No, he doesn't like Aunt Pearl. Because Aunt Pearl, she likes her chickens. And people's dogs go missing. We know about your bitter pill. Strychnine lace biscuits rolled in enticing little dough balls. And that would be Petey Fisk from the Humane Society writing in. And Christmas light contest went crazy last year. Looked like Aunt Pearl's runaway cat got into a fight with a squirrel. And as they were tangling up in the Christmas lights, the cat bit into one of the light displays, causing it to go up into a frenzy of electronic snowball. So they lost a little furry. The paramedics showed up and tried CPR for hours on end. They were able to save the squirrel, but the cat is now lost all 9 lives. Coming up on Landman, Billy Bob Thornton, if you ever heard of him. He's an actor. I've met him myself. Used to wear a vial of blood around his neck, gifted by Angela Jolie. There he is right there. And here he is. Billy Bob Thornton, yes he is, yes he is, yes he is. Billy Bob came down to town and did a movie about a person that's very greedy about oil. Taylor Sheridan wrote it up, and I'm trying to think if I want to get a taquita. At 12:07, you can't get a taquita at Whataburger at 12:07, so we're going to take a break. But you could at Jack in the Box. Well, who knew? Yes, you can. You can get a taquita at Jack in the Box any time of the day. If you want the taquita at 11 p.m. or 2 a.m. or whenever. Now, at Whataburger, you can get a taquita after 11 p.m. all the way to 11 a.m. It's the 11 rule, and that is part of Texas state law. Article 11, WHAT, Article 11. Don't know what that meant, but just talking about articles in 11. Basically, Whataburger will sell you a taquito between 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. only. Jack in the Box, whenever you got the money, they will give you that taquita. I don't know about Taco Bell. They used to have a few 24-hour Taco Bells, usually kept by 24-hour Fitness. All right, we're going to try it. It's yellow light. And we're going to slip in over here on Northeast 28th Street. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Coming to you from OKKK radio station, Tuna Christmas. The greater tuna, that is. Here's a kitty. Yes, he is. He's a good kitty. He's a tuxedo cat. Yes, he is. Real fancy. Would you like to shake, kitty? Yes, you would. That's a good kitty. All right. Yeah, it's a good kitty. Yes, you bird. Hello, kitty. I see that you're on the bed again. It's 60 degrees Fahrenheit. We're at 6,861 miles on the odometer. It is a Saturday. It is November 30th of 2024. I fell asleep to 4 hours of The Office. There's various clips on YouTube. They went through all of it, a lot of it. Michael Scott, played by Steve Carell, also known as the 40-year-old virgin. I woke up laughing in a few moments. I would go back to sleep and then wake up again laughing. But one moment was, it's almost like a dream to me. My first wife, I gave her the whole set, the whole Office set. I don't know how long the show went on for, but it was very funny, based on the original British version of Ricky Gervais' Office. There was something funny that I woke up to. Probably it was that guy, Rainn Wilson, yes, doing something in the office. Too serious. Oh, I remember now. There is the butterfly. It wasn't with a butterfly, but there may have been something in the office with a butterfly. But this was him doing CPR on a dummy, and he's began to cut the dummy up, and then slit the face off the dummy, and was doing that thingy like that, and I just was just howling laughing. I just got it going. It was like enter laughing, and I just laughed and then went back to sleep. All right, off to delivery. Now, if any of you watch The Office, which we might talk about, if you do not picture a threesome with the little blonde skinny chick and Pam, then you must be from another planet. Or the other chick that's kind of ethnic looking a little bit, that has the short hair, and the one that is always making comments. Oh yeah, and then there was a PDA section with Michael Scott and his fling, and they were talking about some closet action, certain benefits happening in closets. All right, that's enough of that. You know how the English are. Fight with this for a little bit, and we're gonna go with the 3.1 miles. We'll arrive at 5:30, 11 minutes. All right, that's gonna be 32.2 yesterday, not too bad. So Ricky Gervais, two sentence on a dull dark dock in the pestilential prison with a lifelong lock awaiting the sensation of a short sharp shock from a cheap chippy chopper on a big black block. Ricky Gervais, he started Office a long time ago. I think my first wife had the whole set. You could buy it on either VHS or DVD. Mostly I think we got DVD. I don't know if we got Blu-ray. We might have got Blu-ray on the other one. The Office sequel, or whatever you call it, the redo, the second Office, or just, I guess, I don't know, the American Office, I guess is what they say. That's the one with Steve Carell. It's got Rainn Wilson, David, whatever his name is, a guy that did The Quiet Game. He's also done some action films. And a few kind of dramas and stuff. He went to film. A lot of them went to film. And Pam, who did do some comedies and film and stuff like that, she was like possibly one of the hottest chicks in Hollywood. I don't know the actress name though. Everyone calls her Pam. Yeah, she's probably one of the hottest chicks since Marilyn Monroe. She is very beautiful. Now, there's also the skinny blonde chick, don't know her name. She's the one with the cats. She's very funny because she's so serious. And then, of course, there's a lot. Kathy Bates joins it later on. She plays one of the managers. It's a huge show. The American one is. We're going to pass the Four Horsemen. Mine's a post-apocalyptic killer film, or, I'm sorry, post-apocalyptic thriller film about revolution. There we go. It can be, because I'm also a writer. I don't know. It's supposedly restaurant delivery. Rainn Wilson's funny because he takes everything serious. There's a story behind Rainn Wilson. I followed him a little bit. When I write, I do a lot of, like, I put in actors' names. Like when I wrote Russian Butterfly, which is also called Russian Betterfly, which was done by a theater group known as the SoundCloud Studio Theater Group, and it was posted on SoundCloud from my apartment. There was like maybe 20 actors or something that showed up. I think most of them sat through the whole reading. We had a microphone in the center of a room. It was in the summertime in Texas, in Irving, Texas, and we did a reading of it. And, okay, so it was called Russian Butterfly. Rainn Wilson, I believe, is mentioned in it. Bradley Cooper's mentioned, as well as James Lipton, in the very opening of the play. And there's a bunch of other stuff that happens. It was based upon, I'm just switching over, I'm just getting off The Office into something serious. It was a play, we only did a reading. It was based upon something that happened to me, where my second wife left me and took the kids and left. And I was posting music on SoundCloud. And I was like, in the play, I was stuck in an apartment, kind of a fancy apartment or something, like a kind of big apartment that had like Apple products and stuff. Like I was saying, I was in this apartment in the fictional world. In the real world, I was in Irving. In the play, I was in Las Colinas. And I'm kind of like, you hear the inner thoughts of the protagonist talking. There's a lot of mime is in it. There's a lot of mimes, a lot of the furniture and the products, not the products, but the items, the props are mimed. Like the laptop and things like that are all mimed. Also involves a church. But he starts getting these emails eventually in the play. I think it starts off, let's see, Russian Butterfly. I want to say Hidden Drive was something. Yeah. There's a sequence in Russian Butterfly. That was the second play that I did. There's a sequence, because that's a set of 3 plays in that summer. I believe of maybe 2019. Or circa 2019-ish is what I could say. So is that June, July, August, September, October? Yeah, probably circa 2019 or circa 2019. Okay, we got to look at this. I'll talk about it in a minute. So the second play that I did that summer was Russian Butterfly, or what's known as Russian RUSHIN apostrophe Butterfly. It sounds like Russian butterfly. It's kind of a play on words. But anyway, I think it opens with a sequence where he's basically talking to an officer about his wife, and she's already left him, and he's talking to him, and there's like a little sequence there where they have like shotguns and stuff like that. They did have an SUV. There was probably shotguns in it. They didn't have shotguns in their hands for real, but in the play they do. But they did have sidearms. And then we were just talking, like, you know, it's like this, he asked for the birth dates and all that stuff, so they do that to signify who they're talking to, or to verify who they're talking to. Anyway, regardless, it goes into his life, and he starts talking about Bradley Cooper, starts talking about James Lipton, he talks about Rainn Wilson, because Rainn Wilson had lived many years in New York, like 10 years or something in New York, a long time, like 15 years in New York, as an actor, eating noodles and starving. And then he went to Hollywood, and then he found The Office, and he became Rainn Wilson. I mean, he became Rainn Wilson, but he also became the crazy guy in The Office. Michael Scott's right-hand man, or whatever, you know, whatever the guy's name was. I can't think of it right now. I always just call him Rainn Wilson. But anyway, so he mentions him, and then he goes into this whole thing where these emails come to him, and this like invisible laptop, because he mimes everything in it. And in the emails, it's a Russian lady. She goes by Ella. And it was a nickname that I gave her. Now listen, here's the thing. It's on my Samsung 8. Sorry, guys. The Samsung 8 battery swelled, so you'd have to fix the Samsung 8 to find all the information. She was a scam artist, and she was out of, she did work all the way to Moscow, but she also was working out of a place called Mias, Russia. I always think of my ass. And she sent all these emails pretending to be like a mail order bride, and got a total of $1,500 off of me through Western Union. I had the Western Union number. I was going to report her and everything, but the Samsung 8 battery swelled eventually, and I was waiting for the right time for the play, you know, because, you know, ideally she could probably still sue me because of the play, because I was dictating all her emails. I have all her emails on file. Now, if you go and look on the New York Times, okay, the New York Times, they have an article called Moscow Friend, whatever they call it, starts with a C. I just woke up. Moscow Friend, basically looking for like a partner, you know, but they have a different name for the article, New York Times article, and it's about these basic like telemarketers from Russia that hit upon single men, or men that are basically just divorced or divorcees, for their money. Like, they basically email them, send them photos, tell them that they need to leave Russia and that they're going to come to America and defect or whatever. Even though they don't defect anymore, it's like democratic over there. But they pretend like they're kind of like in trouble, and then they ask for money through Western Union. One guy he lost more than just, you know, $1,500. I lost $1,500. But I found the article in the play. In the second act, he finds the article. But he also meets this lady that's a cat lover, and it was based upon a real writer in Dallas. She writes children's stories. Cannot think of her name either right now, but her name is Cat something. Anyway, it's a kind of a cool play. And then there's like the church in it. There's a dream sequence in it. There's all this other weird stuff that happens in it. He has all these different nervous breakdowns throughout the play. That was the second one. The first one I did was called Hidden Drive. That was about Maine. A writer in Maine living in a cabin. Second one was Russian Butterfly. The third one was called In Store, about a banker. It was kind of a comedy drama about banking, about being like a personal teller. Anyway. The New York Times article is called Comrade Seeking
The New York Times article is called Russian Gal Seeking Comrade. And that's how they scammed many men. Many men lost a lot of money because of that. I don't know if they stopped it or addressed it, but it was Russian women posing like in a telemarketing scheme, getting in touch with men, acting as if they are mail order brides, and then we're going to come to America and like romance them or live with them or whatever. And they got a lot of money. It was a long time ago. It was about it was 2019ish, around that time, or 2020 or so. $1,500 went through my Western Union. All I know is her first name was Ella, and she was from Minsk, Russia.